Good day, my lovely people. Let's look at another type of algebraic problem. Someone may say, why is it algebra? Why is it not geometry? Why is it not trigonometry? I will say this is a combination of algebra and geometry and trigonometry in one. It's a combination of algebra, trigonometry, and geometry in one. But we have to have a well-grounded knowledge of algebra in order to solve this problem. So we will have Pythagoras, we will have quadratic equation all in one. So here we have triangle ABC, and they're asking us to determine the value of x in the given triangle. And it is right angle triangle. We remember that for a right angle triangle, we can use Pythagoras. And what does it say? It says that the square of the hypotenuse is always equals to the square of the opposite, or plus the square of the adjacent. That means the square of the hypotenuse is always equals to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. And the hypotenuse, we remember, is always the side facing your right angle triangle. So there's no other way to go about this, so we apply that. So here we have x plus 10 all squared, that's the hypotenuse, will be equal to the square of any other of the sum of the other two sides, plus x plus 6. What do? We expand this. Please remember that this is not x squared plus 10, but this is expand the brackets into two places. So this is x plus 10, x plus 10. That's the right way to expand. Break it down. This is going to be x minus 4, x minus 4. This is going to be x plus 6, x plus 6, because they are asking us to break down whatever the content of the bracket is. Break it down into two places. Break it down as multiplied by itself. That is the square. So here we have x squared plus 10x plus 10x. We have plus 20x plus 100. Equals to, let's go to this. This will give us x squared if we expand. Minus 4x minus 4x is minus 8x plus 16. This will give us x squared plus 6x plus 6x is plus 12x plus 36. Remember, before we can solve quadratic equation, we have to write it in standard form. That is, collect like terms and equate all of them to 0. So let's look at this. I'm going to move everything to the right hand side because I have more values on that side. I have x squared plus x squared is 2x squared. What we are doing here is just to collect like terms. X squared plus x squared is 2x squared. What do? You have 2x squared on the right hand side. Let's move this man to meet them. 2x squared, this positive you are crossing over becomes minus. 2x squared minus x squared will give us 1x squared. Let's look at the ones with the variable x. Negative x plus 12. They are like terms. Remember, these are like terms that we have dealt with. Now, these are the like terms that we are dealing with. Negative 8 plus 12 is positive 4x on the right side. If we are bringing 20 to come over, it becomes minus 20. So we have 4x minus 20. 4 minus 20 will give us minus 16x. Now let's go to the numbers. We have 16 plus 36. That is 46, 52. We have 52, and we have 100 here. So 52, 100 crossing over to meet them over there becomes minus 100. 52 minus 100 gives us minus 48. So this becomes a quadratic equation that we have to solve. This becomes the quadratic equation that we have to solve. Remember, to factorize this, you look for two numbers. That when you add, it gives you this. And when you multiply, it gives you this. So let's test. 48 is 12 times 4 gives us 48. 12 times 4 gives us 48. But please, remember we need to check something. 12 times 4, if we have negative 12, negative 4, it gives us negative 16. But negative 4 and times negative 4 gives us positive 48. So that will not be the solution. That will not be the solution. So we try other values. 16 times 3 will give us that. So 16 and 3 can never give us 16. Are we together? 24 times 2 will give us 48, but 24 and 16 will never give us this. So what we can do is, if factorization is not working for us, we go through the quadratic formula. We go through the quadratic formula. So let's do this. Quadratic formula says that minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a will give us the value of x in this case. If you are struggling with the factorization, that is what you do. Now let's look at this. Minus b or b is 16. Minus 16 is 16 plus or minus square root of 16 squared. So if we have 16 squared, we have 16 times 16. That gives us 256. We have 256 minus 4 times 1, which is our a, times negative 48, which is our c, all over 2a, 2 times 1. Now let's resolve this. This is 4 times 48 plus 256. So we are looking at root of 448. So we have 16 plus or minus root of 448 all over 2. That will give us the value of x. So let's look at this. Root of 448 gives us 21.17. Let's take it to that. So we have 16 plus or minus 21.17 all over 2. So we will have two answers. The first answer will be 16 plus 21.17 divided by 2, which will give us the value of x. And the second value will be 16 minus 21.17 divided by 2. So these will return the two values of x, and we will logically choose the one that is right. So if I have 16 plus 21.17 divided by 2, I have 18.6 approximately for x. And then on this side I have 16 also minus 21.17. And when I divide by 2, I have negative 2.6 approximately. So these are the two values of x in this case. These are the two values of x in this case. So we have to check the one that is valid. Because we are dealing with lengths, we also have to check for critical values here. The first thing, let's check from this negative. If I have negative 2.6, negative 4, that becomes negative 6.6. It means that our answer cannot be negative 2.6 because we cannot have a negative length. So this will not be valid. We must reject the one that is valid, not valid. So x can only be 18.6 for this triangle and the dimensions given in the triangle to be valid. Please seek for more clarity and focus more on the method and approaches that we have used here. That is very important. It's a combination of a lot, but I believe you can solve it. You see this type of problem in matric paper and grade 11 paper. Please study, seek for more clarity. I'm here to support. I'll see you. Have a blessed day.